Hi, welcome to the first module on this Access Creative Writing mini course. This presentation has been designed to help you establish, or at least think about, developing a creative writing habit. There is nothing too challenging ahead, so I'm just going to say take part in the activities and enjoy doing the work. I don't have enough time. This is a common barrier. You could call it an excuse, of course, or an obstacle that needs to be overcome. But I like barriers because barriers need to be recognized and removed. And there will always be something else to do, of course, unless you create the time. So I'm going to suggest little and often is better than nothing. So developing a habit is key to your success. But it's also important to understand that procrastination is normal. In fact, many creative types, even scientists, would say some of their best ideas come to them when they are completing their day to day tasks or hobbies and not focused on whatever problem in their minds they're trying to solve. So I'm certainly not going to suggest stopping any of your hobbies or your day to day chores or work. We're talking here about integrating writing into your life in a healthy and productive way. Let's think about what we find time for. Having a glass of wine or two, exercise, cleaning. There's too many to fit on a slide. Our days are filled with routines and habits that once you begin to recognize, you're able to find space to implement something new. First comes the desire, and then you have to take action. Allocating time to write is just a matter of integrating the habit into your day. I personally implemented wild swimming into my life recently, which meant having to decide what part of the day was going to work best for me, but also maintaining a flexible mindset because things change. And to develop a new habit, it takes some form of consistency, but flexibility is also key. Let's look at some well established habits you might take for granted. Making your bed, washing your hands after you've been to the loo, brushing your teeth in the morning and at night, saying please and thank you, covering your nose and mouth when you sneeze. These are habits that are ingrained into your life, that was taught, they were almost forced upon you. And if you think about some of the habits that you might have acquired in adulthood, these are things that you have chosen to do: exercise, cooking, social media, drinking coffee, gaming. There's so many more. And once you start to realize the difference between an established habit that was brought into your life as a child and ones you've implemented as an adult, then you can see the room for change. And now we're going to do a writing activity. It's just a small one. Please grab a pen and a piece of paper. Going forward for the main writing tasks, I think it would be good to use a PC or a laptop, digital document. But it's also nice to have a pad and a pen and get used to doing a bit of writing and taking notes. It's good to have one with you as often as possible. What habits do you already have? Please list as many well established habits from childhood as you can identify. Then please write another list of all the habits you may have acquired as an adult. Don't hold back, don't be embarrassed. No one will see your lists. So now please go ahead and pause the presentation and spend a few minutes preparing your lists and having a good think about what your habits are and where there may be room to squeeze in a new one. How are habits formed? We're not going to go deep into the psychology of it, let's just use something obvious from an old habit like brushing your teeth to a new one that could be drinking coffee. What you have is a potential habit, then you have action, and then repetition. And what do those things have in common? It's easy. It's reward. We brush our teeth because we hope to be rewarded with good oral health and to limit our interactions with the dentist, of course. And for those coffee drinkers out there, I can only presume it's because they believe coffee helps them perform better throughout the day. But while developing a new writing habit, we want to stay away from rewards. Because to maintain a healthy long-term creative habit, we don't need rewards. Because a reward-based system can soon turn a healthy habit into a chore, and we don't need any more chores in our life. We're looking for healthy habits, not unhelpful chores. Can you guess at what we do need? It's not a reward, it's something more attainable. Yes, clearly defined goals. That is what you need to be working towards while developing your new healthy creative writing habit. Having clearly defined goals is what is going to make it easier for you to see progress and to be able to implement that into your routine. Now, please grab that pen and paper or pad again and get ready for a small writing activity. I would like you to write down some realistic writing goals. Start small, you can always make adjustments later. Here is an example of a weekly goal that I set while writing my own book in 2020. It was to write one chapter a week. I had to allocate at least 3 hours of writing and one for editing. Please pause the presentation. This was completely manageable for me while still parenting my two small children, and in the end, the enthusiasm of getting into the work meant that I wrote much more, but it wasn't a chore. It was something that was a realistic target, and it was fun, and I enjoyed it, and I was proactive, and that is what you want to be. There are 168 hours in a week, and to begin to develop your healthy creative writing habit, I am suggesting that you find 4 hours within, and I appreciate this, your already busy life. But 4 hours is achievable, and it is a short term writing goal that is going to help you to maintain a healthy habit. Long term is important, of course, but for now, little and often is how you're going to create the healthy habit, which is going to push you along your creative writing journey, which will lead to where you want to be. Congratulations, you finished the first module. I told you it wasn't going to be too challenging. Now, if you have the time, I'm just going to suggest get straight into the next module, which is all about editing. This is going to prepare you for the final module where you'll be completing a full piece of writing. So if you've allocated the time, if you've got the space, then please just continue and enjoy the work.